Back when the Anno 117 Pax Romana Gold Edition image was released for pre-orders, something very clear was apparent on that image, and you can see it right here, the 3 upcoming DLCs for the Year 1 Pass. So we already have an idea of what's coming. The first image is of a volcano, and then we have a charioteer, and then we have pyramids. So let's take a look at these 3 images and let's talk about what that can mean for the Year 1 Pass for Anno 117. So first off, the volcano. My instant thought on this is natural disasters are making a return in Anno 117. In the past, the developers have said that natural disasters are a feature that they would like to bring back if it fit the theme of the game. However, they would of course make them completely optional as they have been in past games. That way, if you don't want to deal with natural disasters, you can just toggle that option off in game setup and not have to worry about a volcano ruining your beautiful island. Now here's where I'm going to take this a little bit further, because you're probably already thinking to yourself, if I can just toggle the disasters off, then why buy the DLC? What if not just natural disasters are coming in that DLC? What if we're going to get a Crownfall sized island that's going to be implemented into Latium the same way they did Manola in New World Rising for the New World? Instead of going through the same gameplay loop like we did with Anno 1800, where they added in Cape Trelawney with the Sunken Treasures DLC, and we had duplicate Old World regions, they use the same technology that they did with New World Rising, and they inject a new giant Crownfall-sized island with a volcano on it into Latium. If you have natural disasters turned on, you're going to have to contend with a volcano, possibly on occasion destroying parts of your city from eruptions. If you have natural disasters turned off, then obviously you don't have to worry about that, but you'll have a gorgeous volcanic centerpiece to your mega city. I honestly think that would be really, really awesome, and I'm smiling ear to ear right now at the very thought of that. Most people know that I wasn't the biggest fan of how Crown Falls was implemented. I didn't like having 2 old world regions. It felt very copy pasta to me. And it led to a situation where you rush to Crown Falls and you build in Crown Falls and the old world, and all the unique and cool characters there like Archibald Blake and Madame Kahina just kind of get forgotten about. You have very little interaction with them anymore because now you're pigeonholed into this new region with a single neutral trader that has a single ship that goes around and trades and everything, and it just felt very boring. Yes, Crown Falls is an awesome place to build on, but again, just kind of meh. Now imagine if they use the same technology they did with Manola and they just inject a giant island with a volcano into Latium, and so we get to stay and enjoy the rich experience of Latium with a new big building space. So that's my theory for the first DLC for the Year 1 Pass. Natural disasters with a huge island that's a volcanic centerpiece. What do you guys think? Do you think an island with a volcano on it, the size of Crown Falls, injected into Latium is a cool idea, or would you rather have a separate region for that, just like we did with Cape Trelawney? Please don't agree with that, I might cry. All right, next up we have the Charioteer. Now this to me says that we're probably going to get another monument. We know that Anno 117 is shipping with the amphitheater, aka the Colosseum. And just for a bit of historical context, the Colosseum is actually called the Flavian Amphitheater. It's just referred to as the Colosseum. Structures like that are found in many other Roman cities and other Roman ruins. Obviously not the same size as the Colosseum, they are much smaller scale, but they are referred to as amphitheaters. So we are getting an amphitheater or a Colosseum, whichever you want to call it, with the base game. This second image with the charioteer tells me we're probably going to get another monument. And what monument do I think it's going to be? Well, based on the chariot right there, I think we're going to get what's referred to as the circus. No, not the ones with elephants and tents and everything, like the Circus Maximus, a hippodrome. Basically just a big racetrack that chariots run around on. There is a circus or a hippodrome, you can call it either one, it is interchangeable, the Romans called it both, and that structure can be found on one of the neutral trader islands. I think that is a small scale of what we might be able to build in this second DLC. Now, what function it's going to serve, how it's going to work, what it's going to do for you, the sky is the limit on the possibilities of that. We don't even know what the amphitheater itself is going to do yet as of the time of this recording. Once we have an idea of how the amphitheater is going to function, then maybe we can kind of come up with some speculation on how the circus might work. And last but not least, the one that everyone freaked out about when they saw it, pyramids. A third region is confirmed right here, and that third region is going to be Egypt. The breadbasket of the empire, Egypt was a very, very important province to the Roman Empire. So important, in fact, that it was not actually considered a province. Aegyptus, which was the Roman name for Egypt, was actually considered the personal property of the emperor. Looking at this from a gameplay standpoint, I could see Egypt being a region focused heavily on alternative food productions. Utilizing the Nile and canals, we can produce massive amounts of foodstuffs to send back to Latium, to that giant crownfall-sized volcanic island that we're going to be building our mega giant Rome on, and be able to move a lot of food production out of Latium and shift that over to Egypt. This just kind of flows. First DLC being the big giant island, lots of fun space to build the biggest city possible, and the third DLC being Egypt, being the breadbasket of the empire, where you can produce massive amounts of food and free up a lot of space in the Latium for other production buildings and more residences. As far as monuments, of course, we're not going to be building pyramids. Those already existed. However, I better see some pyramids on the map or I might riot. But maybe a monument like the Great Library of Alexandria would be kind of cool. A research institute type monument that allows us to research, possibly craft very unique items. I wouldn't want the research institute duplicated from Anno 1800, where we could just craft and build pretty much everything in the game. Let us craft and build some unique items that can only be found in the library. What do you guys think? What do you think about Egypt? What all else could they do with it? Of course, Egypt will probably follow the same type of mechanics that Latium and Albion are going to have, where you could possibly start in Egypt if you wanted to. That would be really, really cool. And have multiple progression paths, just like Albion's going to with the Celts or the Romanized Celts. We can have native Egyptians and then Romanized Egyptians. It's a really cool feature that I do hope to see be continued on in future DLC. So there you go, guys. There's the 3 upcoming DLCs for the Year 1 Pass. All of these DLCs are expected to be released by the end of 2026. And I have to say that I am super, super excited for all 3 of these. They look awesome. The possibilities are awesome. This game is going to be awesome. Let me know your thoughts on all of this down below. What other DLCs would you like to see in the future besides these 3? Stay tuned for more Anno 117 coverage here on the channel, and I look forward to seeing you in Rome.